Alright guys, Technical here today, and CWL London begins tomorrow. I'm going to be there from about, I don't know, midday or something like that. So this video is going to go live early in the morning, I think, on Friday. So this is going to be Friday's video. I'm being a little bit cheeky with it because there's no way I'm going to be able to get the recap done by Friday night. So this video is going to be Friday's video, effectively. So sounds great. So yeah, who's going to win CWL London? This is coming out early morning, so it starts in probably about 12 hours from when you're watching this or something like that. These are, of course, the pools. There's a lot of different talk about who the favourite should be, and yeah, it's very difficult to call right now who exactly the favourite is. We'll go into this in just a second here. So yeah, like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, leave who you think is going to win in the comment section below. At the end of this video, I'm going to do a draft thing on Draft Buff. You guys may be aware there's like a fantasy thing going on. Someone mentioned it in the comment section of yesterday's video, so I thought, you know what, I might as well go ahead and give it a go here. So yeah, sounds like a good time. Let's go into what this, well, there's been a community poll on the Call of Duty Reddit, so this got about 1,000 responses or something like that, and well, this is what it comes out with: who will win CWL London 2019. Of course, Optic are number one because, well, I think, you know, Optic are always number one on these polls, but just it kind of shows to some degree how hard this event is to call, because if there was an obvious team that was going to win, then even a lot of Optic fans would still choose, well, I at least hope that they would choose the team they actually expected to win. Whereas because it's so hard to call, it kind of makes sense to some degree that they just revert to the team who, you know, they believe in that can do well here. So I don't know, it's interesting. If you just discount Optic, because you know why they're number one here, 100 Thieves are actually clear second place, which I was quite surprised by. A lot of people think 100 Thieves have great potential here. I guess it's because 100 Thieves, Optic Gaming are in the same pool. Maybe Reciprocity can sneak their way out as well. And then whichever one of these doesn't make it out, I guess, will then be the favourite. I don't know if that happened to be the case. Obviously, both of them can make it out. Then LG, the winners of the last event, so they're kind of high up here. Gen.G, FaZe, E-United, Envy, Splice, all with incredibly similar vote scores right now. We'll have a look at what the bookies think in just a second here. Splice, Reciprocity, EG, Heretics, UIU, Midnight, Denial, Elevate with 3 votes, and Enigma 6 with 2 votes. So, well, obviously the sample size is very small here, but Elevate has more votes than Enigma 6 right now, even though Elevate is just, oh my god, that team is, questionable to say the least. So, of course, these are your favourites down to, I guess, I don't know, Reciprocity. I think that, well, I'm pretty sure that any one of these teams can win. So, like, these top 9 teams, I feel like all of them have a chance. I think Evil Geniuses will struggle. I doubt Heretics would make it. But I do think that every other team of these 9 can win the event, which is incredible. And honestly, Denial down here as well have an outside shot, I think. Considering they only have 4 votes, I voted for Reciprocity just because, you know, why not? But yeah, Denial also have a chance. So there's probably 9 to 10 teams that maybe can win this event, which is pretty crazy. I don't think I ever remember an event like that before. So okay, we do have our clear favourites up here at the top. Of course, you know, it's an interesting one. This is what the bookies think. So if you're in the States, I'm not sure if you actually can bet on this. It's different in the States. It's interesting. I'm not exactly sure how it works precisely. I think they maybe passed a law last year so where you can bet on this stuff now, but you'll have to find a website that gives you odds. So this is Bet365. I don't know if it will give you odds or whatever, and I'm not going to advise any betting here. I'm simply just going to go through the odds. So 100 Thieves are the favourites at 11 to 4. So for you guys not familiar, if you were to put £4 or $4 on 100 Thieves to win, and they did win, you would get $11 back plus your initial bet. So if you put $4 on, you would get $15 in return, whereas on Gen.G, if you put $4 on, you would get $24 in return, because you'd get 5 times your initial investment plus your investment back. So 100 Thieves are the favourites, then Gen.G, then Optic Gaming. So pretty remarkable here how 100 Thieves are clear favourites to some degree for this event. Now, it's very interesting, of course, because they haven't won an event so far. Their team has been looking better. They looked very good in the Pro League in the second half. But you know, what can you always say about the Pro League? There's no guarantee that accurately represents how good this team actually is, because we've seen a lot of times teams play very well in the Pro League and then don't do so well at events. I personally maybe would give 100 Thieves a slight edge for the favourites here. It's tough to say because they have beaten everyone in their pool 3-0 at some point throughout the Pro League, which does give them, you know, pretty damn good chance of getting out the pool. And obviously the pools are so difficult at this event that if you can get out the pool, you've got a great chance because there are going to be some really, really good teams that go straight down to losers. Obviously some really, really good teams that make it into winners, but as I say, if there's like 9 teams that can realistically win the event, how many of those are actually going to get out the pool? Maybe only like, you know, 6 or 7 or something like that, knowing how the upsets happen. And well, actually, yeah, even less than that, because when I look at Pool D here, none of these teams I'd really consider have a great chance of winning the event. So all the teams are stacked heavily in these pools A, B and C, which realistically means only 6 teams are getting out that have a chance to win the event, maybe even less if, you know, I feel like Enigma 6 probably won't do it, and also Evil Geniuses I'm not fully confident in, so there's even a chance that even less than that make it out, which is pretty incredible. So, of course, it depends on the pools. That's why I think 100 Thieves probably are, you know, the bookies' odds, because I think they have a great chance of making it out this pool because they've beaten all these 3 teams in the past. Whereas in Pool C and Pool B, I don't know how the hell you're meant to call those. We have talked about those in previous days. So yeah, 100 Thieves are the favourite. Then you have Optic at third favourite here at 11-2. Of course, historically, Crimsix has done very, really well at European events. Optic came top 4 last year at Birmingham, but that was, of course, with the old Dynasty roster. Then you have Luminosity at 8-1, which is pretty incredible how they won the previous event, but there's all the talk about, okay, Classic was on the Rampart. Now, apparently, the KN is going to be seeing some meta action in this game, so that's pretty exciting. Then we have Reciprocity at 9-1, along with E United. So, yeah, top 3 at the last event. E United, of course, looking pretty damn dangerous with Simp and Abizi on their SMG duo. I think a lot of this makes sense. Then we have Splice down here at 11-1, which is, you know, it's pretty surprising, really, considering Splice, you know, they beat Reciprocity at the last event. They were 11-1, they made the grand finals, whereas Reciprocity didn't. I guess maybe they're leaning slightly towards home advantage or something like that. And then we have the new team. So Team Envy and FaZe Clan, I think this is about fair. This might, you know, this is pretty decent odds for some of these teams that could definitely make it the distance. They reckon Envy's going to be better than FaZe, which is pretty intriguing. Denial sitting here at 20-1 along with Enigma 6, then Heretics and UYU at 25-1, Elevate and Midnight at 33-1, and Evil Geniuses are the least likely team to win the event from their estimation right now, which definitely isn't true, but well, from my perspective, I think that Elevate just, yeah, if Elevate win this event, I am retiring from Call of Duty. So yeah, it's interesting, and I'd be interested to know who you think is going to win. Okay, so now we're going on to this draft buff thing. So this is a fantasy esports kind of thing. So you go on here. I'm not sponsored by these guys or anything. So just doing this for fun because someone said it in the comment section of yesterday's video. So effectively how this works is the players are given a score based on their kills, their deaths, their objective play over the course of the event. So this is for CWL London, and I have $30. Sorry about the proportions being weird on this, but there's not really too much better I can do given the shape of this window, basically. So yeah, I've got $30 and to spend on 5 different players. Now I can spend them how I want. I don't need to have different roles. In an ideal world, maybe I'd stack my team full of ICRs because they might get a lot of kills compared to their deaths, and they might do pretty damn well. So these tend to go more assault rifle heavy, but of course we are seeing Simp and Hook right up here at the top of the draft buff scores as well. So you know what, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom first, and I'm going to do the lower ones, because I'm seeing Lacefield down here at $2, which I think is pretty good. I'm going to put Lacefield in, just because I'm looking at these in terms of how they're going to do in their pool, and I'm thinking Pool D should be achievable, theoretically. Okay, Midnight may not be the best team right now. They may be pretty bad from what I've heard. But they still do have a reasonable chance of making it out that Pool D. Because they've got UYU, they've got Heretics, and they've got Elevate. Elevate should be a free win, in my opinion. So, we'll have to see. But, you know, Lacefield's been good so far this season, as far as I'm concerned. And, of course, now with Knight on the team instead of Saints, maybe he gets a bit more play. So I think for $2, he's got to be worth a shot. Because potentially he can beat up on some lower tier teams down there in Pool D. So we'll go back to the top again. And, I mean, Dashi for $8 is, I've got to go with Dashi, haven't I, really? I mean, Dashi's just, I think you've got to go with him. He's just free. He's 3 points, and Optic can always do well. I feel like I've got more faith in Optic to do well than I have in, like, Hook or Scraps. Simp is $9, which I think is a bit hefty. So we're going to move past him. I'm looking really for teams that are the players that are going to do well. It's tough. I'm tempted by guys like Morks and Octane here. I think I may be tempted to go with one of them at $7 because I've got quite a lot of money in my pocket. I've got £6.60 or $6.67 average remaining. I'm thinking I go for one of these guys, Slasher, Octane, or Morks. I'm not sure who I think is going to put up the biggest numbers because, okay, I don't know how these projections work. I feel like these are going to be a bit misleading. So, yeah, is Slasher going to be as good as he was at the Pro League? Unlikely. Is Octane going to be as good as he was? Possibly. I feel like these guys can make it distant. I don't know who I have more faith in over Octane or Slasher to put up bigger numbers. Maybe I could even get both of them. I don't know what I think about that. Okay, I'm going to go with Octane just because my theory is that the ICRs should be pretty damn good here. And I think Octane picks up a fair bit of hill time for this team as well, which should be good. So I've still got $6.50 remaining, which kind of implies I should take another $7 player. So maybe I'll go Slasher, but the problem is if they don't make it out the pool, then I'm kind of screwed. Okay, I'm going to go Slasher anyway, because I said I had faith in 100 Thieves to make it out. So now I've got $6 left, so I can choose a $6 player. This is why I think going for this Layfield pick is worthwhile, because for $2, I now get to stack my team with a load of sick players. So yeah, I've now got $6 to choose. There's a lot of decent players in here. I'm tempted by a guy like Metals or like Journey, actually. Just because these guys, again, they're in Pool D, Heretics have a decent chance, so they may well build up a fair bit of bank for me in that pool. So that's my thinking, that maybe there's also some other names, because of course, like, we've got Celium here, you know, like, maybe I get rid of Lacefield, put Celium in, and then I go for a $3 guy. But I think I've done a decent job of this. I'm gonna go for a $6 player. It's difficult to say because I kind of want to go for a Gen G player like Maniac. I feel like he could be pretty damn good pick. But maybe there's more money to be had here. I'm just looking at these projections. I can't help myself. It's annoying me. Aqua hasn't been as good as of late, so I think I'm going to leave him off. Now, Decimate is an interesting choice because I could go Decimate and he could be a beast. And I think, I'm not sure if they're going to get out of that Pool C. That's the question. I really want to choose a team that I think is going to get out, but I'm actually not sure this is based on how well... I don't think there's placing benefits for this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm actually not sure it requires you to place particularly well. So maybe I don't want a player that does incredibly well, because maybe if they do well in the pool and then don't make it, you know, maybe if they come third in the pool, then they go down to losers, then they have they lose a close series or something. Maybe that's better than choosing a player that's going to be in a really, really good team, and then they're going to play a lot of other good teams. They're not going to get as many points. So maybe I'm just overthinking this. Let's choose a $6 guy then. I think I could go for Krim, actually. It is somewhat tempting to go for Krim here, because he is an ICR, probably will put up some pretty damn good numbers. I'm also tempted to go for an SMG there. I think I'm going to go Krim, just because... well, I've got him and Dashi, Octane, and Slasher, so they're all in the same pool. They're all going to be playing each other, which is definitely a questionable team. I'm not sure I like that. Maybe Maniac's the safer way to go. He's been pretty damn good on this squad, so yeah, maybe I'll go Maniac. Okay, yeah, we're going to go Maniac. That's the team we're going to go for. So, I wanted to make it at least something of a reasonable squad here, because if I had Crim6, then this team doesn't make any sense. Right now, this team doesn't make much sense, but it makes a little bit of sense. So, if it was going to be a team. So, anyway, that's what I'm going to go for. I'm sure you guys have your own ones. If you want to check it out, I'll link it down in the description box below so you guys can fill this in before the event happens. And if I click enter... then Draft Buff CWL London, this is my team. Okay, so awesome. I guess that'll do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new as always. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do to cover this event. It's going to be difficult. I may have to lay off the videos a little bit just because I want to enjoy myself as much as possible at the event. I don't really want to be rushing back to the hotel in the evening to make a video. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to work it out. The Wi-Fi might not be so good at the hotel either, so it's very tough to say. But yeah, if not, I'll see you on the other side. Going to be recording some clips and stuff while I'm at the event to maybe put into a montage or something like that to include in the recaps. Not exactly sure how we're going to be doing it, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you.
Give it all you got. Running out of lives. Shooting A. Enemy health detected.